Hey, what's up you guys? This is Sierra, aka Cali Curls. Welcome back to my channel. First off, I hope you and your family are safe during this pandemic and the whole everything that's surrounding coronavirus. I hope that you guys are okay. My family is okay. We're safe. And I feel like we're gonna get through this and things are going to get better eventually. Anyways, welcome back to my channel. I wanted to give you guys a background / story time of what's been going on with me regarding my birth control. I had the Mirena IUD placed in me about a year and a half ago, or just a little over a year ago, and yeah, it's been hell. I've always had birth control in my life since I turned 17, 18. After I started dating Julio, me and Julio have been together. I've known Julio since I was 14, and we started officially dating when I was 17, and I got on birth control when I was like the end of 17. I think I was like turning 18. So I got on birth control. I think I started off with the pills, and I didn't like it because I would forget to take them, and I was going to college at the time. I did not want to get pregnant. I wanted to finish school and then start my family. So I started off with the pills, didn't like them because I would forget about them, and I got super paranoid about that, so I got on the Depo shot. I swear to you guys, my first year of freshman, I think I went into college weighing at 110 pounds, and within 6 months after I got the Depo shot, I was weighing 160. Almost the biggest that I've been in my life. The biggest that I've been and the heaviest that I've been was 170 at the end of my pregnancy with Mickey. And I was 160 at the end of basically my freshman year of college after taking the Depo shot. I would have mood swings, I was bipolar, I was depressed. I went on antidepressants to try to help that. It only made the issues worse. And I knew that it was the birth control that was making me feel this way, because I've never had any of these type of issues before in my life as bad. Now, after the Depo shot, I tried the UVA ring. I think that's what it's called. The ring where you insert it for like 3 weeks, take it out 1 week when you have your period, and put it back in. And that worked out fine. I didn't have any side effects or anything with that birth control, but I didn't like having to go to the pharmacy and pick up my prescription every single month. It was just, I just had a lot going on, and sometimes I wouldn't be able to pick it up at the days. Like you have to be on it when you're doing birth control, like the pills and the UVA ring. I didn't want to do the implant because I heard so many women complaining about it, saying how they also gained weight, they experienced heavy bleeding, so I wanted to stay away from that. So none of the birth control was working for me. I got off of it, and I decided to use spermicide. Now, spermicide is where you inject it right before you have intercourse, and it's supposed to kill the sperm off. I've never had an issue with it. It did a great job. It wasn't too expensive. I could buy 1 or 2 of them a month, a pack of them a month, and I was fine with it. I didn't like the nasty feeling that it had down there. After you would have to take a thorough shower. I mean, anytime you would take a thorough shower, but I just didn't like the stickiness and just that heavy residue that was left on. And I don't think Julio liked that either. So, you know, it wasn't bad. That was probably the best version of birth control that I could have tried, but I just didn't like how messy it was. So after the spermicide, I decided to stop birth control completely, and that was around the time, you know, my 4th year of college when I was graduating. You know, me and Julio always planned to have a family right after graduation, so I got off of birth control, and we were going on that plan, and then right when I graduated, me and Julio broke up. So, you know, that plan wasn't going to happen at that point. So we broke up, and I didn't have any reason to be on birth control, so my body was clean and clear from it. When Julio and me got back, like 2 months later, I'd say, you know, we got back in October, and then in February, I found out I was pregnant. And I was pregnant with Mickey, and everything was fine. I went through the pregnancy. I did have some complications during my pregnancy. I had preeclampsia and all that. Did I feel like it was the effects of birth control? I really feel like birth control does affect the female reproductive system, and how we, you know, how we grow babies inside of us. I had a miscarriage before I had Mickey, and I feel like it was the long-term effects of being on birth control for so long that my body just wasn't able to hold or create the baby, or just keep that baby in place. So I had a miscarriage, and I really felt like it was the effects of birth control. After that, after I had Mickey, I decided I'm not going to be on any type of birth control. I've just only had bad experience every single time I used birth control. So yeah, I'm going to use the app, the Flow app, which was a great app. It was very accurate, had my periods down, tell me when I needed it, tell me when I was ovulating, tell me when I wasn't ovulating, when I was going to start my periods, all that. It was an excellent app. Right after Mickey turned a year, me and Julio wanted to have our kids close. So we decided that we can just try it to see if the app is that accurate. Now Julio really wanted to have the kids really close, and I was just kind of like going with the flow with it. Didn't really want to have kids back to back, but I really wanted my kids to be close together. So for me, it was like, if it happens, it happens. And I got pregnant immediately. So that app was really good, really accurate. And throughout Max's pregnancy, when I was pregnant with Max, I didn't have any complications, no problems or anything like that. Just a lot of back pain. But other than that, everything was good. So after I had Max, let's speed it up. Sorry, you guys, this is going to be so long, whatever. After I had Max, I decided I don't want any kids anytime soon. I know Julio was already thinking about baby number 3. He really wants to try for a girl, but I needed to take a break. So I didn't want to have any more kids. I wanted to wait at least 2 to 5 years, 5 years maximum. It feels weird because I'm saying when I say maximum, I'm thinking of Maximus. Anyways, okay. You know, baby number 3, thinking about it, just not at this time. So at that point, I decided I need a birth control that's going to be accurate and low maintenance. I needed to make sure that I wasn't going to have a baby within 5 years. So I decided to do and choose the Mirena IUD. So that'd be 6 weeks after I gave birth to Max. They placed it in me. I'm a breastfeeding mom. I breastfed Mickey, still breastfeeding Max. And when they placed it in me, that pain was just, it was like contractions. Like as if I was 6 centimeters dilated. That's how it felt like I was having contractions when they placed it in me. Now, I went to that appointment by myself, mind you. And when I left and I got in my car, I felt super dizzy. I knew I couldn't drive. So I stayed there, I drank some water, and I was just like, what the hell is going on? This isn't normal. Why is it making me feel this way? So I knew that those were the side effects of when you first get them placed in. So I was like, okay, this is normal, but this is horrible. And I actually got upset with my best friend because she has the IUD and she didn't have any type of issues. It didn't hurt when they placed it in her. So I'm over here telling her, you told me this and you told me that, and I'm over here sleeping. I'm over here in pain, like I need to throw up, and I'm just having headaches, and it's the worst. The worst. I was bleeding heavy for like the first few days, and then things started to gradually go away. After that, everything was fine. Everything was fine. Husband never complained about it. I know some people complain that their husbands or their partners say that they feel the strings poking at them or something. Never had a complaint. Julio never had a complaint. I didn't have crampings or nothing for the first year. Everything was great, and I loved it, and I was happy. Now, literally days before Max turned 1, started feeling cramping. And I'm like, whoa, what the hell is this? Like, why did it just feel like I had a contraction right now? Okay, all right, maybe I'm about to start my period. Continue to have those really sharp pains, and then sure enough, I started my period. Now, it was very heavy. I've never had a heavy period like that ever in my life, where I'm filling up 2 pads in just a matter of a few hours. So it was concerning. And I was like, well, I haven't had a period in over 2 years, so maybe that's why it's doing that. So I'm the type of person that I don't, you know, when things happen to me, it really takes me a lot to actually go see a doctor. So for weeks, I'd say about 5 weeks, yeah, about 5 weeks, I was bleeding heavy. And my sister was concerned. She's like, you're probably low on iron with how much blood is coming out of you. I know Julio was clowning on me. I was just like, whatever, you know, some people, I had another friend that she was saying she was having heavy periods for like a whole entire year. So I was like, if she had periods for a whole entire year that was heavy like this, I'm fine with the few weeks. It's normal. It's nothing. Now, those contraction feeling cramps that were coming with it, that wasn't normal. And I told Julio, because he said I needed to see a doctor, and I told him, you know what, in January, if I'm feeling, it was in December, and we were in a trip on Vegas, and I was like, you know what, if it's feeling like this, I'm just going to set a doctor's appointment. I set my first doctor's appointment. I go, the doctor wasn't there. Had an emergency, so couldn't see me, so I had to reschedule. Now, every time I schedule with my doctor, it takes like 2 weeks to see them. So, you know, the pain wasn't unbearable. It was very painful, but it was like, you know what, I can deal with this. I'm tough. I have a really high pain tolerance. I could do this. I got this. So I continued on, and the pain in January, the pain's just gradually getting worse and worse, to the point where I'm falling to the floor and holding myself, cramping. And Mickey's coming over here running, are you okay, Mom? Mama, are you okay, Mama? This pain was just crazy. I really felt like I was in active labor when I have these cramps, when I was having these cramps in January. I went to see the doctor, and I said, I need to get this taken out of me. I don't know what's going on. I just know that I'm experiencing this, that, and the third, and I don't like it. So I need this to come out of me ASAP. And when they were like, okay, we'll take this out of you, the IUD removal. They go and check it. They don't feel any strings. They don't see nothing. Nothing. So they're thinking either it came out by itself or it got stuck in there. Now, I'm very aware of my body. I know when blood clots and all that kind of stuff comes out of me, I can feel that. So I would have been able to feel that little plastic Mirena thing come out of me, even if it was in pieces. Like, I pay attention, okay? So I tell them there's no way that it came out of me. It has to be in there, and maybe that's the reason why I'm having all these cramps and all this pain, because it's in there. It's just stuck somewhere that it shouldn't be. So I had an appointment to go get a ultrasound and an x-ray 2 weeks later. Now, this pain is just getting worse and worse, and I just said 2 weeks. I don't think I could wait that long, but okay, if that's the earliest appointment because of my insurance, that's fine. All right, so I think days gone by, about 4 or 5 days, and the pain's getting worse and worse by the day. I couldn't take it anymore. I had to go to the emergency room. I spent 8 hours in the emergency room telling them about this pain. I got an x-ray, or got an ultrasound, a vaginal ultrasound, and an x-ray. They couldn't see nothing until they looked at the x-ray, and they were saying that they see the IUD, and it basically migrated up into my left side of my pelvic area, and yeah, it's not where it's supposed to be. So the emergency doctor attempted to take it out, couldn't done it, so told me to make an appointment. So the doctor called and just tried to expedite my appointment, because I said, I can't wait another week. This pain is just, I can't do it. I'm at a pain level 8 to 9. I'm not even kidding. And I have a high pain tolerance. So the doctor was really nice, called, make sure that my appointment was expedited. I go in a few days. I think I went in on that Friday for the emergency room, and then I go in on Monday to go see my doctor. And they were telling me, I was so confused, because I thought that they were going to take it out, like do something to take it out. And they were, because I got the ultrasound and the x-rays done, I thought they had that information. RCC, or the Riverside community, told me that they sent that information to my primary doctor. So when I go into my primary doctor's office, they're like, okay, so what can we help you with? I think the doctor from Riverside Community told you that I was having this pain. I need to get this taken out of me. This pain is unbearable. I need it to come out of me. Okay, well, we need to get your ultrasound and x-rays. I did that at Riverside Community Hospital, and they told me that they send my documents and everything over to you guys. Apparently they didn't, and I had to sign a paperwork releasing those documents. At that appointment, I was a little upset, and they finally said, okay, we're going to schedule your surgery. We're going to take it out. I was happy. Finally. 2 weeks later, my surgery's coming up. And I'm really just, you know, overwhelmed. I was overwhelmed. I was really relieved that this thing was coming out of me. Surgery day, I'm a little nervous. Of course, it's during this whole quarantine thing, so, you know, I couldn't have Julio with me, and the boys couldn't go anywhere, so the boys had to be home. Julio has to be home, so Julio and the boys dropped me off at my surgery appointment. They went back home. They were going to pick me up later. I go to my appointment. Anesthesiologist comes in, asking me questions. And then the nurse coming in, you know, they're doing their routine stuff, and I'm remaining calm. I'm not, and you know, I'm a little nervous about the surgery, but they're explaining everything. They're very nice, and they're explaining everything to me, and I was like, okay, that's fine, let's do this. So I go into surgery, I come out, and I'm really, that anesthesia is just, if you guys been on it, you already know when you're first waking up, you're just like, whoa, like, you're drugged, but you know what's going on, but it's like, is this really going on? That's how I felt. And I was in the bed, and I felt a lot of pain underneath, you know, in my uterus area, and I was like, fuck, Jesus Christ, man, this is painful. I asked the nurse for more pain medicine, so she upped my dose for pain medication. It felt much better. And then I heard they had 2 nurses behind me while they're pushing me into like this little section of the hospital, and they're whispering like, oh, the surgery wasn't successful. It's either still in there, or the doctor couldn't find it, or whatever. And in my head, I was like, I was mad. I was like, what do you mean the doctor couldn't find it? He had the ultrasounds, he had the x-rays. What are you talking about? He couldn't find it. I couldn't say nothing. I was just dazed and confused. So I overheard them talking on the phone. They were asking to call my husband. I overheard them talking on the phone with Julio, giving him directions on how to basically take care of me, how to recover, and all that kind of stuff. Didn't tell him anything about the surgery or what happened. So they took me down. They told me to get dressed. If they needed help, I don't need help. I got it myself. I did it myself. Got dressed. Got in the wheelchair. Taking it easy, right? And we go outside. I'm in the cold, first of all. Like, my husband's not here yet, and we're standing outside in the cold, and I'm cold. No blanket, no nothing. I'm just in the clothes that I came in. Like, why can't we be inside the hospital before my husband comes out? I didn't say nothing. I'm just mad. I'm mad as hell that I'm still in this pain and that the surgery wasn't successful. And I'm like, is this really happening? Maybe they gave Julio more information that I didn't hear. So Julio comes, picks me up. I'm happy to see the boys. Really happy to see the boys and happy to see Julio. I get in the car, and Julio goes and talks to the nurse and just signs off some things. I get in the car, and I'm just like, I heard that the surgery wasn't successful. Like, what's going on? And he didn't even know what was going on. He was just like, I don't know. They told me to make an appointment for you 2 weeks after. And I'm like, what? And he was just like, just calm down, you know, relax, we'll talk about it later or whatever. And then I go to sleep, and I'm resting, and I'm just kind of still out of it. A couple hours goes by, and I'm kind of, the anesthesia is like coming out of me, and I'm just, you know, realizing what the hell just happened. Why wasn't my surgery successful? I was pissed. I was going on a little rant with Julio, and he's just like, we'll figure it out, we'll figure it out. So I was thinking that it was stuck in there and the doctor couldn't find it. He made 2 incisions on my belly button, and then right above, what is it called? The lower belly area, you know, where they cut to do the tummy tucks. They made an incision right there too. So I have 2 little cuts inside me. I was in pain because he said he moved my bowel movement. So I was just having extra cramping and pain. That was just, it was horrible. First day was horrible. I didn't want to talk. I was frustrated, and I felt really sad because Max wanted to be so close to me, and I'm just like, Julio, you got to get him off me. My stomach is hurting. He could be on my shoulders, but do not put him near my belly area, please. So day 1 was hell. Day 2, my primary doctor calls and was like, hey, your doctor wants to talk to you on the phone. And I was like, okay, that's fine, perfect. That actually makes me feel better, because at first I thought he really just let me, you know, leave the surgery and not even talk to me afterwards, and then you're just going to tell me to see you in 2 weeks later. So I was kind of upset about that, but they redeemed themselves by giving me a call the next day and saying, hey, your doctor wants to talk to you. So I was like, okay, thanks for giving me a call back, thanks for trying to explain this to me. So he gets on the call and he's explaining to me that he went in there, he was trying to look, he was moving some things around, he couldn't find it, and his theory is that he thinks the doctors at Riverside Community Hospital took the x-rays and they mistaken the IUD for scar tissue. So the x-ray that I had was scar tissue, not the IUD. So my doctor thinks that the IUD came out somehow, some way, and it wasn't in there from the start. So I basically had surgery for no reason. It may still be in there. It may still be in there. That's why my doctor has an appointment for me to get an MRI and then to get some more x-rays and some more tests done. But in my case, I'm really hoping that it's not in there. I'm like, it has to be up there. Why am I bleeding so much? Why am I cramping so much to the point where it feels like contractions? It has to be up there. But if it's not, bitch, you gonna perform surgery on me and the IUD isn't even in me? Anyways, you guys, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what they're doing. I'm keeping everything, keeping all my paperwork and all the information that should be in their system anyways. But yeah, I just want to figure out what's going on. I want to figure out why there's scar tissue inside of me, because he asked if I ever had an STD or my appendix burst. I'm like, none, never. So why do I have scar tissue inside of me? But if it's not in there, then what the hell is going on with my body? What's going on, you guys? I'm so confused. I'm overwhelmed with this pain. I feel much better. And the first 2 days I was pissed. I feel much better. I can move now. I was able to do some content and get some stuff today. I haven't been feeling those contraction cramps yet. So maybe if he was moving stuff around there, maybe hopefully that pain is kind of settled at the point. But yeah, I'm exhausted. I'm done. I'm 100% done with birth control. This stuff is just not made for me. I know it works for some women, but this stuff is not natural. This stuff is not good for our bodies. And in the long run, who knows how it could really affect us. I mean, I don't know. I've always been that type of person that I would do whatever I can to make sure I don't have any kids until I decide to make that decision. But I can't do this at this point. Now, another thing that really sucked, that I hope that if it is still stuck in there and we're gonna have to talk about it with my doctor, is a partial hysterectomy, right? I think I'm saying it right. So yeah, that's gonna really suck. And I was in my feelings about it with Julio the first day, but I'm okay with whatever happens, as long as I'm just fine and I'm okay and I'm alive and I'm healthy and I get this pain taken care of. But I'm okay. If we have kids in the future or don't have any more kids in the future, I'm okay with whatever the outcome is going to be. But as far as birth control goes, I don't recommend it to anybody. I wouldn't put my kids on birth control. I would avoid them. And yeah, I guess from this point now, I'm going to have to figure out, maybe I'll go back to spermicide. I really don't want to do that either, because I don't even know the long-term effects of what that can do inside your uterus and inside your vagina, you know. So we're gonna have to go old school, and if baby 3 makes an appearance or a debut, so be it. After baby 3, I'm tying my tubes. I'm done with kids after baby number 3. So yeah, I just wanted to give you guys a quick update of what's going on. I was taking pictures earlier today. I can't suck my stomach in. So yeah, I feel a little sore still, especially like the back of my ribs feel sore for whatever reason. But yeah, I just wanted to give you guys an update. If you guys are going through, I know that there's a lot, and the scary thing too is that there's a lot of women that are going through the same situation as me. I'm okay. I feel fine right now. Really sucks that I have to go through this, but I have a really high pain tolerance, and I'm always hopeful for better days. I mean, it could be worse. It could be a lot worse. Not that I hope that it ever gets that way, because this is too much. But yeah, I hope my story really opens women, young girls, and women's eyes to really think about whether they want to take birth control or not. It sucks. I will never go back to it ever again. Even if they tell me the chances of it happening the second time aren't going to be as high, I'm not going to take no chances, no risks. So wish me the best of luck. Maybe baby number 3 will be happening 2020, 2021. But other than that, you guys, thanks so much for staying in, staying tuned, and enjoying this video. If you like this video, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.